Okay, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm Coach Osborne. I'm the varsity assistant for the soccer team. Coach Smith couldn't be here. He teaches over at the academy, and so he sent me in his place. Just a quick update for you on the boys soccer team. We're 5-7 right now. We're 3-1 in conference. Coming off a week of 4 games where we beat Liberty. You guys were the broadcast students were at that game, and then we lost to Park Hill South 0-4, and then we went to a tournament in Springfield this weekend, and we're down a few guys and hit some tougher teams. Ended up losing 2 tough games there. So it's been kind of a tough week here. We're kind of 1-3 in our last 4 games, looking to get things back on track. We play Chrisman tonight, and then play St. Joe tomorrow, which will be the last conference team that we haven't seen yet, and then we start playing all the conference teams again. So at 3-1, we're kind of still in the hunt of things in the conference, but we'd like to see where things shake out. But it's a young team. Right now we have a kind of a balance. We've got some younger guys, we've got some older guys. So it's an interesting group we've got, and we're kind of just trying to reach our potential. So what questions do you guys have for me?
Coming against the loss against Republic, how are you and the team preparing for the game against Chrisman?
Yeah, so that was a tough loss for us. We went down 0-3 in the first half and really didn't play very good in that first half. And then we were able to get 2 goals in the second half and just couldn't get that game back even. One thing that we really noticed we struggled with in that game was controlling the ball in the midfield and getting our midfield involved in the offense and the attack, but also still being defensive. It seemed like we were turning the ball over there a lot. So we've really focused in yesterday's practice on that idea of getting the ball, receiving the ball, not turning it over, and making a good, finding the right pass versus we just had a few too many turnovers, which led to easy goals. So we've got to increase our possession, hold the ball longer than the other team so that we don't have to defend as long, and just make better decisions with the ball.
How has freshman Mason Leith handled being on varsity?
Oh, that's a good question. Mason, he's done a really nice job, I think. He's got 4 goals on the year so far, and he's got a couple assists. He had a great assist in that Republic game where he beat a guy to the end line, and it would have been easy to kind of be selfish and take the shot, and instead he laid a ball off to Drew Hutton, who was wide open, who buried the goal. But Mason's handled it really well. I mean, it's hard as a freshman, I think, to make that step. You know, a lot of these kids growing up in club play their age group, so it's, you know, he's been playing kids who are all around the same age as him, and now he's playing varsity soccer where it's like he's playing kids that are 18, you know, who could be 4 years older than him. And so there's definitely a transition there. You know, I think a lot of younger players are used to being able to be the most dominant player on the field, and there's a lot of really good players on the field in high school soccer, and so you got to learn to kind of play as a team, and he's learning that, and he's doing a good job. So yeah, he's done well.
Did the win against Liberty help motivate the team?
Sure. It's always fun to win any game, and that game was a little more electric than most of our games in terms of just it was pretty rowdy. There were a lot of fans there. You know, we didn't feel like we played our best game, and so we were happy to get out with the win, making some of the mistakes we did. But it definitely felt like we were going to kind of be riding some momentum, but then we had that tough loss to Park Hill South, and kind of now all of a sudden our wheels are spinning in the mud. But it was a good win to get, and hopefully we can get them again when we play them next time in the conference, and hopefully we can kind of re-find our form that we had in that game for 2 tough games this week.
Like you said, you guys went 0-2 in Springfield, but you're able to find some things that you need to work on. Do you think that enabled the team to leave Springfield with somewhat of a positive view?
Yeah, I think so. You know, you're always trying to find the positives in anything you do, and that's definitely kind of the mindset of our team. We have to have a very growth-centered mindset of viewing negatives as a positive, and when we see a challenge, viewing a challenge as something we can grow in. We certainly would have liked to be feeling a little better in terms of having a couple wins under our belt, but it definitely told us some things we need to work on, and kind of we saw some players play in some positions that we normally haven't seen them play this year because we were missing a few guys, and there were some positives in that, so we kind of found some players who could do some things we didn't know. So there were positives for sure.
With 7 games left in your season, you have districts coming up. So
right.
What are you doing to prepare for districts?
That's a good question. We're, you know, right now we're kind of in the heat of it. We're in the trenches. And so our whole goal is to kind of just get to where we're playing the best soccer we can, be kind of reaching our potential as a team. So everything we do is kind of building towards our team firing at all cylinders. We're still struggling at times to connect passes and possess the ball as much as we could. We're still making mistakes in the midfield defensively, in our defensive third defensively. And so we'd really like to see our team improve in certain areas, and we can do that through these games, eyeing districts. A lot of the teams in our conference are in our district, and so we get a chance to see what we've got to do against these teams in order to beat them in our district if we hope to advance to the state playoff.
While you have William Christmas today, also Demario's going to St. Joseph Central. Is the team prepared for such a quick turnaround, and if not, how can they prepare?
That is one of the challenges of high school soccer, certainly. Playing 2 or 3 times a week, if Sporting Kansas City plays 3 times in 10 days, they say they're exhausted. That's a brutal stretch. That's a slow stretch for us, and so it's definitely challenging for the guys. It's certainly something we can do. We don't have the deepest team in the world. We don't play a ton of guys, but we've kind of been preparing for this all year, all summer, with our fitness and conditioning. And so our hope is that guys are resilient, they're tough, and that after we play 2 games on back-to-back days, but then get a chance to rest and recover and hopefully get right for our next one.
Also, you talked on having to play players somewhat out of position. Do you think that helps them prepare in versatility for the future?
Yeah, I think so, and I think one of the best things about playing guys in different positions is it helps them understand our system and get when you play in another player's position, you start to understand their role. So then, when you're back in your more natural position, you know what he's got to do, and it kind of just helps the system fire on all cylinders. We like players to understand what all 11 guys on the field are supposed to do. And it just gives us, in high school soccer, we can sub an unlimited amount of times. And so the more versatile you are on the bench, the more likely we can get you in the game in different spots, because you just never know who's going to struggle, who's going to be having a bad game, who's going to be having a good game. If you're not a starter and you only play one position and the guy ahead of you is having a great game, it's hard to get on the field, where if you can be a versatile player and do multiple things, it helps us as a team, and it helps you get on the field and see a little more action. I think that's all the time we had. So thank you, guys.